What up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm going to give you my non-spoiler review for Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny that's being directed by James Mangold. Before going into this movie, I was as much as hype as everybody else because this became one of my most anticipated films of the year because it's being directed by James Mangold. And this is the man that gave us the movies like Walk the Line, 3:10 to Yuma, Logan, which became one of my all-time favorite comic book movies, and it won an Academy Award for Best Adapted Screenplay, and he gave us Ford v Ferrari, which got an Academy Award nomination. He has been putting out a lot of banger movies prior to Dial of Destiny, and I had complete faith in what he was going to bring because this is going to be the send-off to Indiana Jones's character, and especially with Harrison Ford. Because this was the movie that was supposed to get this done years ago when Disney acquired the rights to Lucasfilm with Star Wars and Indiana Jones, and they've been delaying it for so many times because Lucasfilm been trying to focus more on Star Wars because it's a money-making of the franchise, and they waited for way too long to get this movie made, but finally this movie is now out for everybody to see, and what I've been hearing about what they've been saying at the Cannes Film Festival, when they show that to the people, it got mixed reviews on Rotten Tomatoes. And I was a little bit nervous going into it now because I was super hyped. And I thought the trailers were very good. It felt like that they were going to capture the spirit of what Spielberg have done. So I kept my expectations low and not expecting much and just expecting that it would just be a good Indiana Jones film. And after coming out of this movie, I will say that I enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It's not a great Indiana Jones film. It's not in the top tier of one of the best films of the year or one of the best Indiana Jones films. Is it better than Kingdom and the Crystal Skull? I will say yes, it is better than Crystal Skull. And that's not saying much because Crystal Skull, no matter how much good they have in that film, but the choices they made were so stupid and ridiculous that it did not feel like an Indiana Jones movie. This one got the little bit of a bad taste out of my mouth when I watched this film. The opening of the first 20 minutes was so well done. Seeing the flashback of Harrison Ford's character of Indiana Jones in his younger days was so good, well crafted. And yeah, I will admit that the de-aging that we saw in the trailer, especially in context, there were shots that were very well done, but some of the shots felt like very off, and it felt like a video game character, and it stuck out like a sore thumb. And I wish they would have gone a little bit more of the deepfake instead of de-aging, because what they did with the deepfake with Luke Skywalker in the Book of Boba Fett episode was almost near perfect, and I wish they would have stuck to that. But it is what it is. It's all about turning our brains off and suspend our disbeliefs. So I just simply went along with it, and it was definitely well choreographed with the action. It was very well shot. The visuals were good, and the acting with Harrison Ford, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, and Matt Mikkelsen, who's playing the main antagonist, were great. The performances were outstanding. And I thought that Harrison Ford gave it all he got for that character of Indiana Jones, because this is a character who is at the end of his career. He's close to retiring. He's suffering through grievances, and one day he comes across with his goddaughter, played by Phoebe Waller-Bridge, to help and trying to get help from Indiana Jones to find this artifact that her father's been going crazy all of his life, and the artifact that would change the course of history. And I really did love the score for John Williams, and I was super happy that John Williams came back to do this music for one last time for the Indiana Jones movies. And I thought they was very well delivered. It did capture a little bit of the Indiana Jones adventure, but like I said before, it's not as great as the other first three movies because they were brilliant. And James Mangold tried to do the best he could to make the best film as he could for what Spielberg had done, but it still did not capture the spirit of the Indiana Jones films. But going into my negatives, I do have a few problems with it. I thought Phoebe Waller character was very underwhelming. I mean, I wanted to like her character, and there were times where they try to get us to care for her character, but she does come off as very much of a dick. Like, she would leave anyone under the bus and do everything for herself and use everyone for her own personal gain, and it just felt very underwhelming, especially with Indiana Jones. There were times in the movie where she almost left him to die without giving away too much, but it was just like, why are we still following her character? I mean, look, look, there were times where she started to warm up for me in the second half of the film, and yes, the banter between her and Indiana Jones were very well done, but overall, I came to a point where I stopped caring about Phoebe Waller's character, and some of the supporting characters like Antonio Banderas and Boyd Holbrook, they don't really have that much to do. They were kind of just there to like serve the purpose of the plot with Indiana Jones's character. I mean, I kind of wish they would have developed him a little bit more, especially with Antonio Banderas, because he's only in there for like 10 minutes of the movie, and then he was just gone for the next, and it just felt like a waste of talent, especially with Antonio Banderas being in the Indiana Jones movie for the first time, and I was excited to see him on screen, but I was a little disappointed. And Boyd Holbrook's character, which you might remember him from Logan, that was one of the main antagonists that tries to hunt down Logan, he's just a character that plays the henchman of Mad Mikkelsen's character, and that's it. He doesn't really have that much to do. He doesn't have that very much dialogue, and it kind of felt like he was underdeveloped. And as much as I love Mad Mikkelsen's character as the main villain, he's kind of one of the better villains that put out there, but I kind of wish they would have developed his character a little bit more in this movie. And there was just a lot of plot holes that I just felt like it was scratching my head a lot, that I just felt very questionable. The third act finale to me was very underwhelming, and it felt so anticlimactic. I felt like they could have done better. The ending of the movie, I will admit, was a very good ending, and it did a very good job of the send-off of the Indiana Jones character. I'm not saying it's one of the best, and I didn't think it ended on a high note, but it did end as good as I thought. And I will say that this is a pretty decent movie. I will say that if you're going into this Indiana Jones movie and expecting it to be the top tier Indiana Jones film, and it was going to recapture the spirit of what Spielberg had done, then you're going to be disappointed. I say just keep your expectations low and just hope for the best, because if you're a fan of the Indiana Jones franchise, I think you're probably going to like this movie. It's not going to be for everybody, I will admit, but I still think that you should definitely go out and see it in the theaters, and I think you'll have a very good time watching it. Overall, this is a decent movie, but not one of my favorite films of the year. I think my opinions might change after seeing it multiple times. I might like it more, and I might like it less, but I've only seen it once, but I'm willing to give it another try for the second viewing, and I might like it more, who knows. But as of now, it was a very solid film, and it was a very enjoyable movie than I thought. And now, what did you think of this movie? Did you really enjoy this movie? Were you satisfied? Did you love it more than I did? Or were you one of those people that were very disappointed? Jump down in the comment section below and leave me your thoughts, and go and follow me on social media. I will post the link tree down in the description below, and you'll find my social media sites, and you can go follow me there. I mean, I'm mostly active on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter most of the time, but if you want to follow my other social media sites, do that as well. And also, give it a like button if you really enjoyed my review, if you really like this video, and also go and subscribe to my channel so that you will get more videos to come. I still am going to record a couple of more videos that I haven't posted, that I haven't done yet, with Elemental and Joyride, so keep your eyes open on that. And I hope you guys have a good evening. I hope you guys go out and see this. I know that this movie did not do well at the box office, and it kind of flopped, but I still think you should go and give it a chance, and go in with an open mind and a very low expectations. So I hope you guys have a very good night.